Right, and we're back. Like I said, short levels in the beginning, but damn does this game pick up in pace. I'd also like to point out that Serious Sam is one of the best games I've ever played to incorporate its mechanics to the player, because every single level is throwing something new at the player in slow waves and increments. Now, the beheaded here, oh god, that was really stupid of me, wow. The beheaded are very easy enemies to take out. They actually only take 2 hits with the revolvers. You can tag them with just 1 hit here. The kamikaze units in particular, you can see what I'm doing there, just kind of shaking my mouse away from them. That is a very good strategy to employ against these guys. But basically, everything in Serious Sam is very well signposted for the most part, and every enemy has its own weakness and strength. So, like, you get to learn how each enemy works, and I think that's something that, like, the game does really well. I will admit, when it comes to these kind of portions here, where it's very narrow and a lot of stuff going on, it's a little weak. But when Serious Sam is an open, experience, it's absolutely a blast. Boom. And of course, Sam is a wonderful character. He just spouts out bullshit the entire game, and it's just enjoyable. And of course, references. Yeah, they're so funny. Basically, this is not like in Doom, where if you walk around with your shotgun, pretty much everything dies. Each enemy has its own weakness, basically, and each encounter has some thought put into it of how you're supposed to solve it. I would say for the beginning stages here, these frogs are absolutely awful. Now you're probably thinking, wow, this game looks pretty easy. There's no reloading and stuff really to speak of, except for, your revolver and stuff. But the Tommy gun, this is basically a hit scan weapon. It shares the bullets with the minigun as well when we get that. And I don't know where every single secret is in this entire game, so don't crucify me now, But double barrel shotgun is pretty much your go-to for those skeleton enemies. They're called the clear. They are very, very common, and they're very, very tanky. Despite them being skeletons, they have a lot of HP, and they can rip off your health so quick. And those chicken nugget dudes, they basically just, they're fodder. They're just there to get in your face and annoy you. So, you can also tell why I say Serious Sam is a well-designed game. All the enemies have different colors, and you can tell what they are by distance, and that's so well designed. Like, there's something very, very good about this game's way of training the player, and I wish more games did that. It's a very, very easy to understand kind of situation. So, like, you learn, oh, the frogs have 1 HP, I should probably just use the Tommy gun, pepper them at it with it. I can kill these dudes right here, the beheaded, with basically just 2 shots from the pistol. It's a very systematic kind of game that you start getting in rhythms for. Like, you can see right here, you can start seeing how the pistols are very, very good. They're actually probably the best weapon in the game, especially because I have cleared quite a bit of the game with just pistols and knives before, but, it's mainly the early game. Late game, you're going to be using other weapons, thank God, but for the most part, you can get a lot of work done with some very odd weapon choices. And here's our first encounter with a werebull. These are basically like Pinky Demons from Doom, except they just strafe back and forth towards you, and they're really fast. They're probably better taken care of with the rocket, once we get a hold of that bad boy. But, for the most part, they're not too bad as long as you're paying attention. And you might be like, well, Seth, why aren't you getting all these items? It's because Serious Sam is a very malicious game. So, it's not like in Doom, where if you pick up an item, you're like, oh, cool, whatever. In Serious Sam, it's like you pick up the item, and there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 dudes that just spawn in, so you kind of have to, like, weigh your odds about picking up what item at what time. It's a very interesting concept, and it is very annoying at times, but it is very, like, situational. Like, if I try to pick up that armor right now, it's going to drop a boulder on me. I don't think we can even see the boulder at all. But, you know what I mean. It's like one of those things where if you really want it, you can risk it. That's usually how I play Serious Sam, and that's the second level. So, like I said, this starts off really fast. So, don't worry, it's going to get beefier real quick.